This is hilarious.
White people are the true oppressed people, even though this is our homeland, even though this is our country. We're the people who are being oppressed. It's not black people being gunned down at political events. It's white males. It's Charlie Kirk. It's a white Christian male being gunned down at an event where he's respectfully debating black people.
So if you had a daughter and she was 10 and she got, and she was going to give birth and she would, no, wait. Oh, and she was going to give birth and she was going to live. Would you want her to go through that and carry her baby?
That's awfully graphic.
It's no, but it's a real life scenario that happens to many people.
The answer is yes, the baby would be delivered.
Oh, okay, great. So that's insane.
Oh, look at him. He's a shooter. His dad's a Republican. He's a Republican, right? Or no, he's dating a trans. He's got to be Democrat. I want to slow down and explain things properly. Whether I have 100 people in here or over 3,000 people in here, which we do right now, no one really knows how this man is feeling until he starts speaking up. And when they're questioning him, he's not cooperating. Let me tell you something. Cat's out the bag.
The suspect has not been cooperating. He does come from a conservative family, but his ideology was very different than his family. The roommate that we had originally talked about, we can confirm that that roommate is a boyfriend who is transitioning from male to female.
Okay, wouldn't it be crazy if Charlie Kirk got shot and then people instantly started tampering with the evidence and the crime scene?
So perfect. If you're telling me there's cameras everywhere, and then this is how they react, employees of TMZ, when the announcement is made that Charlie Kirk has died, and then listen to his explanation afterwards. Go ahead, Rob.
Go.
That's the announcement. Exact second it was announced.
Go to. We're live streaming.
Oh, Rob, I don't want you to show that. Yeah. I actually want you to show the whole thing. There's another clip that I have that I posted in the notes, Rob. I don't know if you see that one or not.
Is this the one, Pat?
The one from Instagram. Play that one because I want people to see 10 seconds prior to that to see how it goes. Watch this.
Guess is we're going to see an image of this guy.
There's just live streaming.
Possibly in the next 20 minutes. The news conference.
You'll hear it.
They got him. They got him. They not only identified him, they got him. Tyler Robinson, picture seen behind me, has been taken into custody for the assassination of Charlie Kirk, according to the Daily Mail. Robinson was reportedly turned in by his father. Listen, the killer then confessed to his father, who is a 27-year-old veteran of Washington County Sheriff's Department. No wonder why he has great gun. Oh my God. Okay. His father then contacted authorities and secured his son before he can be taken into custody. This is absolutely insane. A 22-year-old, a sheriff's son. Can you imagine what his parents are going through? This is not a win-win in anybody's favor. This is absolutely nuts. 22 years old.
The suspect has not been cooperating so far. There are a couple things that we can confirm that have been reported. We can confirm that again, according to family and people that we're interviewing, he does come from a conservative family, but his ideology was very different than his family, and so that's part of it. We do know that the roommate that we had originally talked about, we can confirm that roommate is a boyfriend who is transitioning from male to female. So we know that piece. I will say that person has been very cooperative with authorities, and we have additional evidence, forensic evidence that has been processed. We'll be sharing that when charges are filed on Tuesday. So everything that we know confirms that this is the person. The why behind this, again, we're all drawing lots of conclusions and how someone like this could be radicalized. And I think that those are important questions for us to ask and important questions for us to answer.
No video showed him climbing up to the roof. They got him climbing down, but not climbing up. How did he get up there? How did that happen? How did he go to the roof, in theory? And not to mention, while he was up there, they said he changed clothes. What? He got on the roof and changed clothes? Where are the clothes at? But when you go back to the gun, this gun had a scope on it. And if you look at the picture that the FBI released of the supposed gun with these supposed inscriptions on it, which I think that was made up. The scope was mounted in a manner that while he shot, it would hit him in the eye. It's embarrassing to watch it, honestly. And where did the scope come from? I had people claiming, well, he took the scope off the gun, put the scope in this pocket, put the gun down this pant leg, or some even said he disassembled the gun altogether. That's not easy, and you can't put it back and assemble it in a few seconds, which would have had to have been that way. But they said that he took everything out, put the scope on the gun, screwed it on, and then lined up and shot. And y'all think that was accurate? Have you ever taken a scope off of a gun and put it back on and tried to shoot something? The sights are completely lost, let alone from 140 yards. I don't think you could hit a 50-yard shot with the gun that had that done to it that accurately, let alone 140 yards, 145, whatever it was.
The person who killed Charlie Kirk has just been now identified, and let's talk about what everyone wants to know, his motives behind it. So police say the killer was a 22-year-old from Utah named Tyler Robinson. So what we do know about his motives, or at least hints towards it, are from his family members. His family members have stated that Robinson really disliked Kirk and his viewpoints. And they also find engravings in the bullets that he used that had anti-fascist viewpoints. Like, he did not like fascism, which is not a bad thing. And one of the bullet casings actually said, "Hey, fascist, catch." However, he was not affiliated with any political party or any definitive political ideologies. So we don't actually have a clear motive of why he did it. So to the people who were commenting on my other video saying it was because he's from the left, you're wrong, there's still no proof. He simply just didn't like fascists. Anyways, the case is still developing, so I'm not sure if I forgot to mention that his father was the one who gave it away because he recognized him from the CCTV footage and the images. And they also said that something about a Discord and his father or parents finding something being said in the Discord. But anyways, like I said, we don't have a clear motive of why he did it other than he believes Kirk was a fascist and he clearly didn't like that. So what are you guys' thoughts on this? Are you surprised that it was a white male who ended up doing the killing? And he was also from Utah, so I'm really surprised about that. So leave your comments down below. That's all. Bye.
What? It can't be both. Yes, it can. So wow. So some lives are more important than others. That's what you're saying? What did the person that was on death penalty to get that punishment? It depends on the crime. They killed somebody. No, that's not if you kill somebody, then your life should be taken from you. Not true. Well, it's dependent on.
Breaking news. We are now getting reports that Tyler Robinson, the alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk, reportedly lived with a trans person. But folks, understand this. Who cares? Who cares that he lived with a trans person? That doesn't tell us anything. But far-right extremists, right-wing media outlets, they're quick to tell you that Tyler Robinson was infected with trans ideology, and this conveniently fits their narrative that there's an epidemic of trans violence, because why go after the real problem, which is guns and mental health? But this is a new talking point for Republicans, even though it has already been clearly retracted by all outlets that he never put trans writings on the bullets, and it's not even clear that this person is a leftist. In fact, the contrary seems more likely. He grew up in a MAGA family. He's a conservative Christian who grew up shooting guns, and he's from Utah. He's not an illegal immigrant like many people were hoping he would be. He's not a terrorist. He's a Christian white guy from Utah, but now they're saying because he lives with a trans person, that's what caused this. That's bullshit. That's fake news. Don't let people tell you that.
Charlie Kirk was willing to die for the gospel. Let this be a wake-up call, America. This is the turning point, and I don't find it coincidental that prophetically, that was the name of his organization that he built for the last 12 years. The wheat is being separated from the chaff, just like Matthew 3:12 tells us. You are either with King Jesus or you're not. The hour of playing lukewarm is done. The hour of playing pretend is done. The hour of playing church is done. The hour of playing half in, half out, I don't really know where I stand on this line, is done. This cookie cutter, watered down, gummy bear gospel that churches in America have been preaching for years and leading thousands astray is done. And I wasn't going to share this part, but I feel like so many can relate. My spirit has been feeling so uneasy this last month, and I chalked it up to motherhood, postpartum, whatever. And then Charlie Kirk got assassinated. And I knew That is what my spirit has been feeling. We live in a spiritual world. And if you don't believe that, Lord, if there is someone listening to this right now who doesn't believe that you are King Jesus, Lord, let them have eyes to see and ears to hear the truth, the only truth left in this world. We do not bow to fear. We do not bow to intimidation. We don't even bow to being silenced. We have a muzzle put over our mouth. We do not bow to that. We bow to King Jesus. And if you've been on the fence about being a believer in Christ, let this be your sign. Jesus died for you. Jesus shed his blood on the cross for you so that you could realize you're a sinner.
All right, we got some breaking news coming in that the FBI said has found a DNA match between the crime scene evidence and the alleged Charlie Kirk assassin. Now, before I go on with the story, I just want to leave a clear message to anybody out there that is asking for the resignation of Kash Patel, that is never going to happen under my watch. And I want to leave a clear message to everybody out there that Kash Patel has the full support of my platform and my followers. Now, with that said, FBI Director Kash Patel says investigators have found DNA evidence linked alleged Charlie Kirk assassin, Tyler Robinson, to the scene of last week's shooting. He then goes on further to say that the suspect's DNA was found on a screwdriver as well as a towel that was wrapped around the firearm believed to have been used in the shooting. So to all of you conspiracy theorists out there that this kid had nothing to do with the shooting, please just stop now. Now, there's also other videos emerging of people standing around Charlie Kirk with signals and signs and so forth. Again, let them do their job. If there was any corruption or collusion or somebody was working with this kid to take the life of Charlie Kirk, I promise you that they will be brought to justice. Currently, this kid Robinson is under special watch to make sure he doesn't hurt himself, as the Utah police is watching him very, very closely to make sure nothing happens to this kid. But at the moment, Tyler Robinson is not currently cooperating or working with the police and doing any interviews at all. Secretary of State Marco Rubio also chimed in that the assassination was horrifying and shocking, in that it almost brought everything to a standstill at the White House. But look, one thing I want to do is leave a clear message to all of the children that are out there. As the death of Charlie Kirk and the way it happened and how it was shown and displayed on TV was not only disgusting as they kept replaying it, it was an atrocity, as both my 16-year-old boy and my 18-year-old daughter, both of them have been affected by this. Don't give up and don't stop believing. This is so much bigger now than Charlie Kirk. And what he has brought to all of us is a sense of unity and love. And we are going to all together walk to the highest part of these mountains. And we are going to let God hear our voice and let him know that none of us have given up on our Lord and our Savior.
Do not be afraid of those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Rather, be afraid of the one who can destroy both soul and body in hell. It's senseless violence. There is no logic when dealing with this level of evil. Charlie was assassinated. He was executed in front of thousands of people, in front of his family. I mean, come on, he was never a direct threat to anybody. But his message, his ministry was immensely effective. It was powerful, not because of who he was, but because of who he had inside of him, with him. Make no mistake, this is a spiritual war. Charlie's ministry was reaching a generation that felt alone. A generation that felt like they weren't being heard. A young generation looking for direction and truth. Now, more than politics, Charlie preached the gospel. He wove scriptural truth into everything that he stood for. It was his foundation. He understood better than anybody that scripture wasn't to be relegated apart from political discussion, but essential to it. I waited from posting right after it happened, posting in raw emotion the things that I wanted to say. Responding in the flesh and not in the spirit. Now, one thing is certain. Be louder. Be bolder. Now more than ever before, proclaim your faith in the truth of Jesus in a broken world. Right now, people are celebrating death and they are reviling life. Don't let this place silence your voice for fear of what the enemy will do to you. In God, there is no fear. I'm saddened, I'm angry. So many in this country are saddened and angry because of what happened. But more than that, I'm heartbroken. Heartbroken at a world that has taken for granted the sanctity of human life. And for what? For what? Because you disagree with them? Politically? Spiritually? Because the truth that he preached burned inside of you like a hot coal? Lord, I pray for Charlie's family, his wife, his 2 babies who were there, who had to witness this evil take place right in front of their eyes. Watch this madness, this senseless violence. But look, and I know this is going to be hard for people, but don't stop there. And Charlie would understand. Pray for whoever did this too, that they would repent and find salvation in Jesus Christ. And for anybody disagreeing with that, settle that with Jesus, not me. We are to pray for our enemies. Don't forget that. You know, there are 2 types of people in this world. Just 2. Those who are lost and those who are saved. And once more, right on cue, people are cheering and celebrating the death of a human being, a husband, a father, because they didn't agree with his views. They didn't agree with the things that he said. We are watching in real time the degradation of the human condition, a condition without God. This world has not only turned its back on God, but it actively pushes him away. Telling the truth is dangerous in a world full of lies. But we won't ever stop. Yesterday, they tried to silence the message that Charlie would bring with a single bullet. They failed.
I do not think Charlie Kirk should have died. I do not agree with gun violence in any situation. And that includes people who I don't agree with. I don't agree that people I don't agree with should be subjected to gun violence. However, this narrative that he was a good person, that he was a God-fearing man, that he was a good Christian man, that is disgusting to me. And that is why y'all are pushing people away from religion. I grew up very religious, and I've strayed away from Christianity in the past probably 10 years because of people like this. Some other reasons too, but I really just fell away from the church, and this is what kept me away. People like this. Because if he is your example of a good Christian man, I don't want anything to do with it. Anything to do with it. I don't want it. I'm the furthest thing away from that. And if you want to keep religion and politics separate, maybe you should. Because this is not doing that. And it honestly just pisses me off to hear some of you talk about him like he was this really, really good person. The things he said were so fucked up, it's insane. And the fact that you all see any part of yourself in him is alarming. I don't believe in gun violence in any way, shape, or form. And the things he has said about gun violence are like, it's incredibly ironic. But stop saying that he was a good God-fearing man, because you people who want to bring people closer to God, you're pushing them away.
Looking over, seeing that he was limping, kind of being like, oh, okay. And then long black shirt, kind of thinking that's kind of weird. It's kind of super hot outside. I did look over at him and he was kind of like that was his face, just kind of like, not a smile or anything. It's kind of odd. I don't know. Like, now that I think about it, it's just very, like, chilling to me. Had I seen the imprint of a rifle down his leg, if I had looked at him a little longer, then immediately after that happened, would I have thought back to him, you know, and been able to like alert authorities quicker. But just to have been like an eyewitness to him on his way there is just shocking to me.
Since Wednesday, I began to see so much in people. It's amazing because death is one of those things where you can begin to see who people really are. Whether it's the death of someone you know personally or the death of someone outside of you, the way in which people react tell you what's in their heart. And I have come to one conclusion, and that is people are psychotic. People are crazy. They have been so desensitized that watching someone lose their life doesn't faze them at all. For some of them, it was funny. For some of them, it was worth creating a joke out of. For some of them, it has been used as a tool or a weapon to say, see, this is what happens when you say something I don't like, and we will stand behind this happening if you're saying something we don't like. It is another level of cancel culture, a level that won't work, but that's what it is, except canceling life. I've come to find out that a lot of people in certain communities who go to church every Sunday and every Wednesday are people who do not truly believe in God's word. They are not operating with the spirit of Christ. They're not operating in the spirit of love at all. And it has become extremely apparent since Wednesday. And that's weird and strange for me, especially when it's people that I've known for years. It's family members. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white. It doesn't matter if you're red or brown. It doesn't matter if you live in places near the sky or you're living where there haven't raining highs. For so far I'm human. Blood and water passing through my vein. And then I am human. So love your neighbor as you love yourself. My name is human. I was born of a woman.
The assassination of Charlie Kirk and all the information that has been coming out about Tyler Robinson has really kind of opened my eyes to the fact that I did not truly understand or appreciate how dark the underbelly of the alt-right wing truly is. Like, I knew of Nick Fuentes, I knew of Charlie Kirk, of course, but I didn't know the word groiper. I didn't know that term. That was foreign to me. I didn't understand the pipeline that was meme culture and how they're getting to these children by these video games and these young adults through video games and the meme culture and how big of an impact that was. I didn't understand that there was part of this where they were trying to feminize these young boys, and apparently it's another poster put out there that they're having them dress up in these militaristic outfits with lingerie underneath, and just the sick, dark interworkings of these backroom chat groups. I mean, this stuff is so dark and so disturbing, and maybe it's my own, self being just naive and not being part of that, being part of this bubble that I'm in, but I didn't understand the full workings of what was going on the alt-right, and I still don't. And I don't know if I want to, if that makes sense. I don't know if I want to be in a world where I understand where all these things are going on, but it is so scary and threatening and disappointing that this is where we are, and this is what we're trying to do to the youth of this country, is brainwash them and indoctrinate them through these cultures where somebody's going to write, if you're reading this, you're gay, LMAO, on a bullet meant to kill someone. That is a world that is really, really disturbing.
We are now learning from breaking bombshell news out today that Charlie Kirk's killer was living a double life. His trans boyfriend and roommate is now fully cooperating with the FBI and spilling the beans on everything. I'll share what we know up to this point. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. Please share this with family and friends, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I want to give you guys the truth. Okay, first thing that I just absolutely have to bring to your attention is people on the left are circulating a photo, an edited photo of Tyler Robinson wearing a Trump American flag shirt. This is not right. This is not correct. So an account with 5 million users on X photoshopped Tyler Robinson in his dorm room in a normal shirt. They put a Trump shirt on it, and then they zoomed in and said that this is the Trump terrorist that killed Charlie Kirk. That is incorrect. That is false. You can see, look at the hat, the glasses, the bed behind him. It's the exact photo, but they've done Photoshop to try to connect him to the Make America Great Again movement, to Donald Trump, and to MAGA. Do not fall for it. and share this with others, because we have to get the truth out about what's really going on in this situation. All right, now some bombshell news came out. More details are coming out about the rage Tyler Robinson had for Charlie Kirk and right-wing politics. Yesterday, it came out that Tyler Robinson was the assassin. It also came out that he's a white male from southern Utah that was raised in a traditional home with a mom and dad and Judeo-Christian values. This new information unleashed hell on the internet. People were saying, see, he's not black. See, he's not trans. You see, he's a violent MAGA. He is a Trump fan. They killed one of their own. This is white on white crime, over and over and over again. Well, now we're learning that, yes, this young man was raised that way, but in the last 4 years, he's had a 180-degree turn since leaving home and graduating high school. This guy was deep into the dark web of left-wing ideology and left politics. He was even living with his transgender boyfriend. So this is what we're learning today. Tyler Robinson reportedly has been living with a transgender partner. They don't say a boyfriend, but a partner who was transitioning from male to female, according to law enforcement. Now, the partner is coming forward and working with the FBI to help them better understand. They're going through cell phone, computers. What videos was he watching? What articles was he reading? Where was he getting all of his information? Now,
Okay, everybody, I wanted to bring up something regarding the Charlie Kirk assassination again that has me real curious. It has from the beginning, but I don't hear too many people talking about it. It's the guy named Hunter Kozak, which was, I guess, the student or a kid that asked Charlie Kirk the last question. It was a two-part question. The first part of the question was that he wanted to know, he was asking Charlie how many people were transgender mass shooters in the United States. And Charlie Kirk replied, too many. And then the second part was how many mass shootings there were. And as soon as Charlie Kirk started to reply, what type of violence, and he said something about gang violence, he was shot in the neck. Now, I find this real curious because that's the exact subject matter to where this guy, Tyler Robinson, is shooting Charlie Kirk for. Then it comes out that Charlie Kirk was always very outspoken about this subject. Tyler Robinson, it was just revealed that he was living with a transgender individual, transitioning from a man to a woman. So Tyler Robinson was obviously gay. And then student asks this question, subject gets taken out. Now, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but it's just too damn coincidental that he asked this question, Charlie Kirk gets shot in the neck, game over. So does anybody else find this curious? I can't be the only one. So please let me know your thoughts. I'm just very curious myself. Anyway, I hope everyone has a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.
I really don't want to give this motherfucker a name. But meet Tyler Robinson. The motherfucker that shot and killed Charlie Kirk. The pathetic excuse of a human being that took another life because he couldn't handle having a different opinion. There's the face. That's the face of a killer. That's the face of a fucking coward. I'm mad right now. Seeing it, I'm mad. I I hope he gets what's coming to him, and I hope it's soon. This motherfucker don't deserve a trial, a jury. He don't deserve to spend 20 years on death row, appeal after appeal after appeal. He deserves the same treatment he gave Charlie. Quick, swift. Saves us taxpayers money. Don't have to feed his sorry ass 3 times a day for the next 50, 60, 70 years. I can't.
Is this really Charlie Kirk's killer? Let's get into this. First off, we need to let this man rest. This video has been circulating all over the internet. And yes, there's a few things that I don't agree with in this case that don't make sense. But you guys gotta understand, this right here is the original image that we received. And this is the AI enhanced image. So of course the ears and the nose and the lips ain't gonna match up perfectly. Why? This is AI. The one thing I don't agree with personally is the fact that when he jumped off that roof, to me, it didn't look like he had a rifle. So I don't understand how a rifle was found in the woods. But hey, I'm not the FBI, so anything could have happened. Either way, there's a lot of evidence against him. I like how everybody thinks that they're a detective nowadays. Either way, my heart goes out to Charlie Kirk's family. Just remember, even if you don't agree with somebody's political beliefs, nothing gives you the right to take their life away. And that's facts.
Okay, wouldn't it be crazy if Charlie Kirk got shot and then people instantly started tampering with the evidence and the crime scene? Well, check this out.
Safety team is here. I just heard them say the active shooter, Charlie Kirk, has been shot. Charlie Kirk got hit. What the security details.
Moving things around, touching evidence before investigators even arrive. Since when is that legal? That is not preserving evidence. That is rewriting the story before it's written. Okay, now take a look at this. So this is the alleged killer of Charlie Kirk, but did you know that he is denying every bit of involvement of this murder? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but these two people look nothing alike. This was the first person that was published all over the world as the suspected killer. And then this was the alleged killer that they have arrested and still have in custody. Now, this guy is literally not cooperating. He is denying any part of the killing. Now, come on, let's be real about this situation. These two are different people, different lips, different jawline, different shape of head, right?
So some lives are more important than others. That's what you're saying? What did the person that was on death penalty to get that punishment? It depends on the crime. They killed somebody. No, that's not always true. If you kill somebody, then your life should be taken from. Not true. Well, it's dependent on the crime. Hold on a second. Show me an instance of somebody who got the death penalty in America. Don't burden me with the responsibility of educating. Show me an instance of somebody who got a death penalty in America the last 30 years that did not commit a capital offense.
I mean, ultimately, this is how the script works. Manage the evidence, control the images, and package a villain for the headlines. But when you slow it down and actually compare it, the cracks start to show. Now ask yourself, since when is this standard procedure? Isn't a crime scene supposed to be locked down, every detail preserved and every item catalogued? Instead, we are seeing people casually adjusting things like they're setting up for a market stall. This isn't just suspicious. This is potentially massively illegal. Tampering with evidence can compromise an entire investigation. So why would anyone risk it on one of the biggest murders of all time? Unless the goal isn't truth, but to control the narrative. So whilst the headlines scream one suspect and one motive and one neat little story, the reality is that the stage is being set in plain sight and most people won't even notice. Stay awake, beautiful people, because once again, the truth is being rearranged right in front of our eyes. But obviously, for the censory reasons, this was just for entertainment and I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
I'm here to debate it with you. It's a fact. AI's taken over the world and I don't think people are prepared for that.
We have a major update on the possible motive and political ideology of the Charlie Kirk shooter. This happened earlier today, but I waited to make a video to give you the most updated information. But earlier in a CNN interview, the governor of Utah was asked, "You told the Wall Street Journal that it's very clear to us and investigators that this person was deeply indoctrinated with leftist ideology. Can you elaborate?" He said, "Yeah, that information comes from people around him, family, friends. That's how we got it. There's so much more we're learning. Official charges will be filed on Tuesday, and there will be much more evidence and information available then." And then he was asked if investigators used the actual term leftist ideology, or did they give any specifics, and he said, "There are conversations that were discussed specifically about Charlie Kirk. I don't have a dog in this fight. If this was MAGA and a radicalized MAGA person, I'd be sharing that. Do you have any specifics on what he was saying about Charlie Kirk? Just not a fan, that's all I can say." And then he was asked how Tyler Robinson was radicalized, and he said he was involved in deep, dark internet Reddit culture and these other dark places on the internet, the memification that is happening in our society today. I think this is very vague. Like, he doesn't really give us specifics on what that actually means or where he was on the internet. We're going to learn more on Tuesday, of course. And he also said that the roommate that's in discussion that apparently is trans did not have any knowledge of the shooting and was shocked to find out about it. It's kind of weird that the Republican governor of Utah is not just waiting for Tuesday. He's like in these interviews saying that he was a crazy leftist and radicalized online, but doesn't really tell us how he was radicalized. I've said this entire time that this could very well be a case of radicalization on left or right. We don't really know. I think it's still kind of up in the air exactly how he got there, but we'll learn more.
Charlie Kirk shooter update. So the Utah governor, who's a Republican yesterday, kind of started to go all MAGA. He's been great until now, talking about coming together. Very good, actually. But now he's trying to paint this as a liberal conspiracy and transgender as well. Let's talk about it. So yesterday he claimed that the shooter was indoctrinated by a leftist ideology. First of all, using the word leftist right there disqualifies you. It's a partisan biased word. It's a crazy word that people on the right try to use to describe Democrats and things like that. Leftists, like they're Marxist or something. That's the first problem. Second of all, he couldn't explain why. He was asked for details. I don't have details. We'll give more details on Tuesday. Well, if you're going to call him a leftist and say he was indoctrinated with a leftist ideology and it radicalized him, could you give a little more details? We don't know. Remember, they've been saying stuff all along here, guys, that they say and then they back off. So we don't know that any of this is true. Second of all, they're now playing the trans card, trying to say his roommate, who was also his romantic interest, is transgender and a man who's becoming a woman, this kind of crap. Maybe it's true. Why is it relevant? Well, let me tell you why it's relevant. Because Donald Trump, it was announced about a week ago, is trying to get the Department of Justice to ban all trans people from owning firearms because they want to declare them mentally ill. All of them. Millions of trans people in America. This is incredibly bigoted stuff. It's incredibly horrible. That's why they're trying to link this to trans. But mind you, his possible boyfriend, girlfriend was trans? Yeah. Yeah. Again, you get what's going on here. We still don't know this guy's ideology. He could be right-wing, he could be left-wing, he could simply be crazy. I think he's crazy anyway. But let's stay tuned and see. But be very careful with these guys. They're constantly trying to spin this.
We have huge breaking news about Charlie Kirk shooter. The Guardian has retracted a story where his high school friend called him a leftist. They now say they're unsure about his background. This is the danger of fake news and early news and breaking news. And by the way, shame on the Guardian. The fact that they would make claims of this magnitude based off one person's opinion is crazy. But MAGA doesn't care. MAGA is going to say it's a far left radical Antifa no matter what. And that's why I need you to share this video around. We need to win the information wars because they will lie about literally anything. And this is a matter of safety for liberals because so many Trump supporters are calling for literal war. Stephen Miller, the White House, calling Democrats extremists, terrorists, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Tim Pool, all the big conservatives want violence. They want more political violence. Trump refused to condemn political violence in general. He is encouraging it. Every sign so far points to this kid being another white, straight man who became radicalized over COVID from the internet. All the jokes on the guns lead towards irony, poisoned humor, and this assassination is probably a result of that internet culture. And the Groyper thing, the whole white nationalist online aspect where they view Charlie Kirk as too liberal or they just hate society in general, the nihilistic terrorism that we saw here is probably the cause of it. But they want to blame it on liberals and they want to use this for a bigger authoritarian crackdown. So people need to know the actual information, the real facts. Please drop a like again, repost this video, and follow my page.
The suspect wrote a note saying, "I have the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it." That note was written before the shooting. Evidence of its existence, we now have learned, existed before the shooting, was in the location, in the suspect and partner's home. But we have since learned that the note, even though it has been destroyed, we have found forensic evidence of the note, and we have confirmed what that note says because of our aggressive interview posture at the FBI.
We are now learning from breaking bombshell news out today that Charlie Kirk's killer was living a double life. His trans boyfriend and roommate is now fully cooperating with the FBI and spilling the beans on everything. I'll share what we know up to this point. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. Please share this with family and friends because there's a lot of misinformation out there and I want to give you guys the truth. Okay, first thing that I just absolutely have to bring to your attention is people on the left are circulating a photo, an edited photo of Tyler Robinson wearing a Trump American flag shirt. This is not right. This is not correct. So an account with 5 million users on X photoshopped Tyler Robinson in his dorm room in a normal shirt. They put a Trump shirt on it, and then they zoomed in and said that this is the Trump terrorist that killed Charlie Kirk. That is incorrect. That is false. You can see, look at the hat, the glasses, the bed behind him. It's the exact photo, but they've done Photoshop to try to connect him to the Make America Great Again movement, to Donald Trump, and to MAGA. Do not fall for it and share this with others because we have to get the truth out about what's really going on in this situation. All right, now some bombshell news came out. More details are coming out about the rage Tyler Robinson had for Charlie Kirk and right-wing politics. Yesterday, it came out that Tyler Robinson was the assassin. It also came out that he's a white male from southern Utah that was raised in a traditional home with a mom and dad and Judeo-Christian values. This new information unleashed hell on the internet. People were saying, see, he's not black. See, he's not trans. You see, he's a violent MAGA. He is a Trump fan. They killed one of their own. This is white on white crime over and over and over again. Well, now we're learning that, yes, this young man was raised that way, but in the last 4 years, he's had a 180-degree turn since leaving home and graduating high school. This guy was deep into the dark web of left-wing ideology and left politics. He was even living with his transgender boyfriend. So this is what we're learning today. Tyler Robinson reportedly has been living with a transgender partner. They don't say a boyfriend, but a partner who was transitioning from male to female, according to law enforcement. Now, the partner is coming forward and working with the FBI to help them better understand. They're going through cell phone, computers. What videos was he watching? What articles was he reading? Where was he getting all of his information? Now,
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.